What's poppin', Who Dat Nation? Happy Victory Monday. Saints took down the Falcons 18-21 yesterday. Absolutely crazy game. Shout out to everyone who tuned into our watch party. Go ahead and celebrate the win in Victory Monday. Type VM down below. How's it going, Who Dat Nation? Like I said, my name is Trace Jordan. In today's show, we're going to be having our Overreaction Monday to the Week 15 win for the Saints. Absolutely crazy game. It was super fun, and it was a crazy thing to see. And one of my favorite parts about that game was Juwan Johnson. And in Overreaction, Juwan Johnson will be an elite tight end. And I think it's an actually accurate take. I think Juwan Johnson has done so much in his development and so much to become a quality tight end. I mean, just this offseason alone, he's been putting in that work, put on 15 pounds of muscle, got so much more production out of his pass catching, has been working on his blocking. He has developed into a phenomenal tight end, and I think the Saints need to do everything they can to keep him around for the long term. And because we love just ragging on the Falcons, because it's really fun, we just had to throw this graphic together, and I wanted to show y'all this. Juwan Johnson against Kyle Pitts, 35 or 55 as compared to 28 or 59. 416 yards as compared to 356. 19 first downs. Kyle Pitts has the edge with 20. 7 touchdowns from Juwan Johnson. 2 touchdowns from Kyle Pitts. Just under 12 yards per carry and a little under 13 for Kyle Pitts. I mean, it's an absolutely crazy thing to do because of how impactful Juwan Johnson's been. I've been calling him Mr. Reliable all season because, 19 first downs, 7 touchdowns. He comes in clutch when you need him the most. And just an honestly crazy thing to think about, Juwan Johnson was an undrafted free agent. Kyle Pitts was a first-round pick. If the Saints are good at anything, it's finding UDFA talent, and it's actually incredible. You think of Teron Armstead. You think of Juwan Johnson, You think of Rashid Shaheed. Just a couple off the top of my head that I could think of. Absolutely awesome. We love seeing Juwan Johnson ball out. He's doing so many great things after transitioning to a tight end role, and I would love to see him stick around the Saints for long term. Mickey, pay the guy. And I want everyone to go down and show some love to Juwan Johnson by typing 83. It's his number. Go down, take advantage of the ad break. We also want to give a quick shout out to everyone who said that they were going to join the watch party and subscribed and joined and was a part of it. It was an absolutely electric time. We hit 10K on this channel. Finally. It finally happened. 10,000 subscribers. Subscribe if you love the New Orleans Saints. We are absolutely going to keep it moving here. We are just getting started. Subscribe and make sure you go down and type 89 for Juwan Johnson. Or 83, excuse me. My bad. 89 is Rashid Shaheed. I'm an idiot. All right. Next overreaction. Playoff hopes are realistic and pretty realistic. And I have to say, unfortunately, it is an overreaction. I'm not saying it's nothing. I'm not saying it could happen. But you're saying there's a chance. Favorite Dumb and Dumber quote. Path to the playoffs right now. I broke this down in our watch party. The Saints have to win out. You have to win the rest of your 3 games. The Bucks must lose 2 out of their 3 remaining games. The Panthers must lose 1 of their 3 remaining games. And if you look at the upcoming schedules for all 3 of these teams, you could see maybe it could happen. Week 16 for the Saints. They travel to Cleveland, take on the Browns and Deshaun Watson, who has been starting off really slow, pretty underwhelming for the Browns. Philadelphia, interesting thing here. Jalen Hurts might be out against the Cowboys this week. Could that, due to an injury, could that carry over into Week 17 with the Saints, where they may not want to start him? They may want to just have him sit, so that way he's healthy for the playoffs. I don't know. That's something to monitor. Week 18 versus the Panthers. The Saints, ugly game against the Panthers, and I believe Week 3 or 4 should not have had as many issues as they did. They will go down and finish their season playing against the Panthers at the Caesars Superdome. The Bucks are going to travel to Arizona to take on Trace McSorley, I believe, and the Arizona Cardinals. Cleveland Browns going to have to take on the Bucks as well, and then they have to travel to Atlanta. I'm worried about the Bucks losing 2 of these games, but I can say I think the Panthers will either A, lose to Detroit, or B, they have to lose to the Saints because at the end of the day, we have to win out. So they have to lose one more. So either way, it's going to pan out. And the graphic is incorrect, but it's supposed to say that they're playing at Arizona. That's my fault. I'm sorry on that, y'all. But the ESPN playoff chances have been released, the updated ones at least. Tampa Bay, 76.3, 18.1 from the Panthers, 3.1 for the Falcons, 2.6 for the Saints. Going into Week 15, the chances for the Saints to make the playoffs were less than 1. Some other sources have them as high as about 4%. It's just going to kind of be a lot of luck, a lot of skill, and just kind of everything falling in together. But it's not impossible. That's why we're talking about it. And so I want to ask you, do you think that the Saints will make the playoffs? Type Y for yes, type N for no. If you get hit with the YouTube ad break, take advantage of it and let me know. But I also want to tell you all about our awesome sponsor, BetUS. You can get started at chatsports.com/bet. Use promo code CHAT125. And that will get you $125 of free, yes, I said free money to gamble with. And you can go and lay down some lettuce on the Saints-Browns game for Week 16. Saints, they're 3-point dogs. I'm gonna have to throw some money down on it, get some good mojo out on for the New Orleans Saints. Gonna bet Saints +3. I like the over/under set at 33. I feel like that's kind of low. Maybe we get another pop-off game from Juwan Johnson, Rashid Shaheed, Chris Olave gets involved. That'd be pretty cool. But I'm definitely going to be laying down some lettuce. I encourage you to do the same. Get started, chatsports.com/bet. Use promo code CHAT125. All right, next overreaction. Chris Olave and Rashid Shaheed are an absolutely scary duo. I think it's 100% accurate. And if I may be so bold to say, I think that Chris Olave and Rashid Shaheed might be one of the better young wide receiver duos in the NFL right now. I mean, they have just done some incredible things. And when you take a look at the stats that they've put up this season, and let's not forget, this has been with mostly Andy Dalton as your quarterback. 102 targets for Chris Olave, 63 receptions, 940 yards, and 3 touchdowns, and 15 yards per catch. Just under 15 yards per catch for Olave. Now Rashid Shaheed, 19 targets, 15 receptions, 334 yards, 2 touchdowns, and get this, an average of 22.3 yards. This could be an absolutely insane and lethal two-headed monster. When you have Olave on one side and Shaheed on the other side, and you have all that speed, all that ball-finding ability, and all that catch radius, the world is your oyster. Figure it out, Pete Carmichael. I don't know what to tell you, man. But Rashid Shaheed actually talked about playing with Chris Olave after the game, and here's what he had to say. It's a ton of fun. 2 guys from the same city doing big things on Sundays. It's like a dream, you know. I've known him for such a long time, and we have had a great relationship. And he's a great dude. It's fun to play alongside him. You know, 2 fast guys, it's hard to coach speed. So it's fun to have a guy like that across from me. So, guys, I want y'all to go down and show some love to our rookies. Go and type who dat. Go and type who dat, because why would you not want to show some love to these two? They have been lighting it up on the field. They've been absolutely electric. They've been nothing but entertaining and fun. And not to mention, Rashid Shaheed has done all of this after the unfortunate Deontay Hardy injury. That's what got him to be able to get some starts in special teams, which led to him getting some runs, which he broke away for touchdowns, and again, the Arizona game, and I believe not the Seattle game. It was the Arizona game and the game after that. And then now he's an actually pretty big part of the offense. So type who dat, show some love to the rookies. Shout out to y'all. All right, last overreaction I want to break down. The coaches are actually off the hot seat, and that is 150,000% an overreaction. Unfortunately, the coaching has just been abysmal this year. It's been an absolute joke. It's been a dumpster fire, and my biggest issue has been the play calling and the decision making. Why on a 3rd down or on 4th down or in the red zone is Alvin Kamara and Taysom Hill not taking your snaps? Why are those 2 players not getting most of the touches in important downs? It's absolutely frustrating, and it's absolutely ridiculous. I don't know why there hasn't been more Alvin Kamara screens called, because it's like that's what he does best. Get him into open space and let Kamara do what he's got to do. It's frustrating. I don't really know what to make of it other than he just doesn't know what he's doing. And Pete Carmichael has been the full-time play caller. Maybe a switch at play calling needs to be in order. I wouldn't hate to see one of the quarterback coach or somebody else step up and do something, because clearly Pete Carmichael is not cutting it. Dennis Allen did say this recently. He said, Andy Dalton has done some good things. I think we've got to do a lot of other things around him to keep him around to help him, and that includes, us as a coaching staff putting everybody in better positions. And I think that it's a very true thing for him to say. I really do appreciate Dennis Allen's transparency and awareness that there's something that he needs to make changes and that the coaching staff is struggling. But there's one thing to notice it and to know that it's a problem. It's another thing to actually make a difference and do something about it. I want to see this team succeed. I want to see this team do well. The only problem is the coaching staff just can't seem to consistently make things work week in and week out. And that's something that has to be fixed in this offseason if nothing's going to be done now. But I want to ask you this. Who do you want to take over as the offensive coordinator? Who do you want to take over for Pete Carmichael if the Saints were to move on from him this offseason? Drew Brees is actually he's doing some assistant coaching for Purdue in that bowl game. So he'll have some coaching experience. Maybe that's somebody to keep in mind. I'm just kidding around, guys. But, yeah, let me know. Who Dat Nation, y'all stay golden. I'll catch you next time.